Sure.
From then on, you'll just let me know when you need me.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. All right, we'll start letting people in. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. Good to see you again. You have my deepest respect for being this much of piano nerds to hang out for the 30 sessions today. Really great to be with all of you again. And again, really appreciated all the interaction that we've had in the previous sessions. Really honored to have Arlen here as our guest right now. I'm going to give a brief introduction to him. Again, just to give you an overview of his preferences for the session in terms of communication. Feel free to put questions, comments in the chat. I'll introduce them as necessary. I'll be monitoring them more than he will be, but he will definitely take a portion of his presentation for questions somewhere in the middle and somewhere at the end. So keep in mind that that's the general plan for taking questions and engagement. And besides that, we'll just play it by ear. So at this moment, I think what I will do is I will give a little introduction to Arlen, and then I'll hand it over to him. So who's Arlen Harris? Arlen is a piano restorer and a concert piano technician. After working in the famous Steinway Hall basement in the 80s, where many of the world's most demanding artists arrived almost on a daily basis, and working as an action specialist, as well as tuner technician, Arlen honed his skills learning from his superiors, colleagues, and top-level pianists. He's the president of Arlen Harris Pianos and Services and Arlen Harris Productions. And today he's going to talk about a full day spiff up for grand and vertical pianos. You can learn concepts, techniques, and some advice to increase your speed while maintaining accuracy, resulting in a day that offers your clients great savings when budgets are squeezed. Tips and concepts from the many mentors, colleagues, superiors, factory training, and experience during a 45-year career, presented in a fast-paced yet calm and cool presentation, I'm sure. Isaac Sadegorski's was very fast-paced. I have a sense that Arlen will be a little bit less fast.
A little more mellow. Okay.
A little bit more mellow. Yeah, good to have you here, and I'll turn it over to you. Welcome.
Well, thank you so much, Ethan. Again, I want to thank you for inviting me to be a part of this wonderful convention. And for me, it's just a great honor, too, to be able to share some ideas and thoughts and techniques and be considered for on the same platform with some of my heroes and some of my teachers and people I've been learning from over the PTG, reading their articles or attending their classes on at conventions and sometimes in our chapter. So it's a wonderful thing. And I want to also make a special mention for everybody here that's seeing this class. I really do appreciate you coming and respect you so much for being part of the community that we're all in our career, in continual growth, learning from each other and growing. It's a wonderful thing that we're all involved in piano technology. It's an ongoing learning. And I think we've all noticed the last 10, 15, 20 years, all the great innovations and products and approaches that we've all been introduced to and refining our work. So it's quite exciting times. When I was asked to give a class, I was thinking, what would be the best class to give for everybody where they would benefit, from the little I have to say, but I have been at it for a long time at least. And I've been involved, in all kinds of different aspects of the work, from working in a factory, from working in a large piano rebuilding facility and having my own store and working for a manufacturer for many years and being a concert technician. So I thought we were all in the same boat right now in very challenging times. And the best thing I could do is to try to help you pick up your speed. And with that, I thought of the one-day spiff up that I've been performing for a lot of my customers and all around, and for dealers and also for concert work. And for those of you who do concert work, speed is like so important because a lot of times we're like emergency room doctors, and we've got to be able to solve a problem and get in there and do some changes or do something on the piano. And for instance, in a recording studio, every minute ticking, it could be hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And if you have an issue with the piano, they need it resolved. You stop the musicians, you stop the recording engineer, you stop the producer. So the clock keeps ticking. And if you're efficient in your work and you can solve the problem, and even in school university systems, I've seen that happen. So it's valuable. And that's why I decided to explore this class. Now, I want to say something that this class is kind of geared towards intermediate and advanced technicians because of the limited time that I have to give you these concepts and tricks and tips. I won't be able to go into details of how to regulate or voice. Regulation and voicing always kinds of goes hand in hand, of course. So I assume that people know how basically to the procedures of voicing and the procedures of regulation. And for those that are just entering into our field that might be joining us, I really welcome you to stay because although you may not understand some of the procedures we're talking about, or you've never done any of the procedures, I think you'll still find value because some of the concepts that you're going to learn and how to pay attention to your speed and how to build up ways of working, I think you'll find this class valuable to put in a couple of hours. I also think it's very important, if you are all have been kind enough to attend, that I address any of your particular issues or questions that you've been having. So with that in mind, I'm going to leave 2 sessions for questions and answers. And if you have nothing, we'll continue. I have plenty to present, but I'm going to leave you 2 sessions. And if there's something I'm discussing that you really kind of think needs explanation or further explanation, or you're not quite getting, or you want to ask something particular that's pertinent to what I'm saying, please just send that question on the chat, and Ethan will be monitoring the chat. And if that's pertinent at the time to what we're talking about, I'll be very happy to just stop and answer. Okay, guys. So with that in mind, I wanted to also bring up something. My class is for the 1-day spiff up for vertical and grand pianos. And grand pianos take a little more time, and the process of regulation, it's a little more involved than the vertical piano. The vertical piano, the good news is the vertical piano will take you less time to do. And it's basically of a little bit easier access to things. And so we're going to focus on the grand, but all this applies towards the vertical. And one of the first things to do this would be to look and qualify the piano or the action. Now, with the challenging times that we have, a lot of your clients, when we're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, and a lot of your clients are going to be ready to have some work done on your piano. I would go on their pianos. I would definitely go and have, I would have a core group ready of people that you think you can contact, that you know those pianos need work. Some of these pianos need parts replacement, components replacement. Some of these pianos do need the full regulation to be brought in, full voicing, really attention. But a lot of your customers right now may not have the money or the means to go and ask you to do that, which is thousands of dollars. So here you'd be doing them a huge favor, even if it's for, maybe you can explain it right from the beginning that it may be for a temporary measure. It may not last, as long as they want, but it will buy them time until they can get to the point they want to change parts or they want further work. They'll be much more satisfied with the job. And you can also explain that the manufacturer recommends that this voicing and this regulation work and the seating of the strings and checking the plate, all of these things that we do is standard maintenance for pianos. There's nothing special about this. If this is things that should be attended to periodically, and the manufacturer recommends it to keep the piano in optimal condition. You're going to lubricate, you're going to clean, and I think customer will certainly understand that you're not selling something, you're just concerned about the piano. And remember, all your pianos is a statement of on you. The pianos that you're entrusted with, and the pianos that are in your hands, is a reflection of you and your work. And a lot of our customers come to us from other people or other pianists or other musicians coming, or the piano teacher, or the performance piano from various artists. They're exposed to the piano, and they many times ask who's in charge or who's doing the work on the instrument. It's to our benefit to keep the piano in as good shape as possible. And so that's one of the considerations also. It's for our benefit, it's for the piano's benefit, and it's for their benefit. So I wanted to run through just a few quick slides just to how to qualify some of the work. We'll go to that right now, and I have a little presentation. Just bear with me. I'm going to do a screen share, and we'll get it started and running. Okay, so first of all, I wanted to point out that I chose this saying in the I Ching that says, "Those who persevere make continuous progress." And I thought about this later. By the way, can everybody see me? I should have a little window on the screen where you can see me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep, everybody can see you.
Okay,
and I'll
good.
give a tip to folks at home. At least I have this, and I think you all will. There's a little slider between the presentation side and Arlen's side. If you want to play around with that, you could make him bigger or the presentation bigger, depending on your preference. And then he will exit the presentation here and there to talk to you from full screen video.
Thank you, Ethan.
Yeah,
that's excellent. Yeah, make yourselves comfortable, guys. So I was saying that those who persevere make continuous progress isn't exactly true as far as my experience has been. I think, when you're going through these speed techniques I'm going to show you, you'll find that your progress is not really going to be necessarily in a continuous line. You will make continuous progress. But I want to point out that so you don't get frustrated or you don't have fear, and which is the worst emotion with this. But I think you'll find yourselves, as I did, to go maybe 2 steps forward, maybe 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. But in that sense, the I Ching and its great wisdom is correct that yes, you do make continuous progress if you stick with it, but you're going to have some setbacks. And with the setbacks, you're still making continuous progress. You just have to pay more attention to what you're going to do with the and what you need to work on. So the other thing I wanted to point out is that it helps very much having a practice piano